I just want to again say how excited I am to be here, and I really look forward to the future. We've got a great story to tell. USF is a great part of that story, and I'll take any questions you might have. Again, I'm delighted to be here. This school has so much. It's already accomplished a great deal. This institution, it's a great institution. Aside from its athletics, but it's already accomplished a great deal in football. We're trying to let the country know what you've done over the last several years. I don't think a lot of people know about a road victory at Notre Dame, a road victory at Florida State, at Auburn, beating Clemson, Miami. We want to tell that story. I think it's important. And the vast potential of this conference is really reflected in the vast potential of USF in the bowl. So I think, again, I'm pleased to be here. And, again, Judy Genshaft, Doug Woolard, doing a great job for this university.
Mike, what's the likelihood Notre Dame will get out before 27 months?
We don't know. They may request, and we'd have to negotiate with them because they are required to stay for 2 more seasons. They may make that request. We just don't know yet. If they do, we'll engage them in a negotiation. I can't tell you much more than that.
With the history of the Big East, they have allowed teams to leave early. Would that be your preference? I know it's up to the university presidents, but if they would pay the financial demands you would make.
I really don't want to comment much on that. Obviously there is a precedent for that. We'll maintain a good relationship with Notre Dame. We've been very magnanimous, and that's the way we want to be. That's the way we should be. We wish Notre Dame well, and we'll talk to them. We may be able to figure something out. We may not. We just don't know.
When did you find out this was happening?
I don't want to really go into the timing, but I was notified. I didn't read about it in the paper, and I felt bad what happened last spring. Some of the reports we heard about. And no, they let us know. I just don't want to get into the specifics.
Is there any benefit to them staying the entire 27 months?
I really don't want to. We've been happy to have Notre Dame in the conference. They've contributed to our basketball. We've been happy to have them. We always enjoy the association, and I really don't want to comment much more than that at this point. But we'll see how that goes.
What do you say to those people who've already declared the death of the Big East because of this move on top of all of the other moves?
Complete nonsense. Complete nonsense. First of all, I've read some of the articles. Some have been fair, others haven't been fair. We have a great basketball conference. Notre Dame, we enjoyed having the relationship, but when you have Louisville and Cincinnati and Marquette and UConn and Georgetown and Villanova and an up-and-coming St. John, possibility of DePaul doing well in Chicago, and adding Memphis and Temple, 2 strong programs. When you have that kind of basketball conference, I haven't mentioned USF and what you did in the tournament, and you have Larry Brown at SMU, you have a history and tradition at Houston, and they'll benefit by being in the Big East. When you have all that, how can anybody argue that we aren't top to bottom the best basketball conference, as far as I'm concerned, in the country? We're right up there, and so, yeah, some of the articles, it's unfortunate. That's when you lose a team, there's always, some comment, and that's fine. But we know we have a strong future, and we also know that we've reconstituted our football, and we've added some outstanding teams. The old Big East in football was a very good conference, but it did not have a Boise, which has a national appeal. It didn't have the range, the 4 time zones, the major markets. It didn't have the Texas schools. Didn't have, obviously USF has been a great core member now for a while. We have Cincinnati and Louisville doing extremely well this year. So we've got a bright outlook, and I'm going to make that point. I think it's important because I think what we don't want to do is let a narrative take over that might simply be inaccurate. It is simply inaccurate.
So how do you battle that perception then of people constantly saying that about this league?
I think you battle it by, one, we're going to do some good things. We think we're going to surprise people with some of the things we're going to do. I think we continue to do well on the court and on the field. That's important. Obviously that was a great win by USF at Nevada. That's a big win. And obviously you have Florida State coming in here in a few weeks. I think we make our point in competition. We've had some real success in football. Some of our teams that were really, really good last year aren't maybe quite as good this year, but they've got solid programs. They're going to do well. that's how you do it. I think you refute the critics by what you do, and also by telling your story. I think I just recited to you the basketball schools we have, and I don't know how any fair-minded person couldn't argue that these are outstanding, basketball programs. So the notion that losing Notre Dame, much as we enjoyed having them and we enjoyed the association, has much impact on our basketball, it's just not going to. Our basketball is going to remain great.